My voice is going a bit. I've been talking to too many people, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thursday, the 28th of August. How's everyone doing? We are looking not too bad on some of the metrics. We topped out about 67% long on Wednesday, about 20-ish hours ago. And we're currently coming back down towards 60% long, which is quite nice. Still majority long in the market. Still expecting more downside until further notice on Bitcoin, to be honest. We're up against a short liquidation pocket just around the weekly open, which is at 113.5 to 114. This also lines up, I think, with the weekly opens, literally around there. Literally around 13.7. So we're up right against it right now. In terms of the longer term liquidity, we'll just go on the week or maybe the 2 week. To the downside, we've got a target of 108.2. If we see a little bit of a further drop from the weekly open from where we are now. That'll be my next target if we start to see some rejections and if we start to see some lower lows around 111k, which I believe might be the daily open as well, but we'll have to check that in a second. So liquidation's lining up quite nicely with the weekly open and sort of the daily structure on the 4-hour chart. In terms of the longer term, I still believe we've got a lot of stuff up towards 120k. Yeah, 119.5 is going to be the longer term lick pocket. And yeah, in terms of liquidation heat map, there's quite a lot of stuff which is lining up with the interesting levels that we're looking at. Kaitaka, let's go on the 15-minute. We've got some. Whoa. Oh, I actually prefer going on the coin. Not gonna lie. We've got a bit of Bitcoin just below, holding the price. This seems to have just come in since we've made that high at 113.3. Seems to be real because it's just below the price right now, so that's quite interesting to see. We've also got the volume node at around, let's call it 111.9, just below us. So yeah, they got filled a nice long just here at 110.8 the other day. That wicked straight into it. So yeah, that's about it for the data. Definitely watch out for some of these liquidation levels. I think they're gonna probably build that up or get hit quite in the next week or two. And yeah, not too much else to say on that. Let's change the old stream. Oh, I'm getting a bit of lag. Everyone can see that, yes? Or stream ended. Wait, why? Can everyone see that? Why is it keeps bugging when I try to change to my charts? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Nice. So, let's just go on the hourly time frame. And yeah, so 111.3 is around the daily open. That's what we're talking about. And 113.5 is the weekly open. So we're right up against that liquidation pocket. It'll be interesting to see if we get some wicks up into 114 and then start closing below the weekly open. Then we're going to do a deeper retest in into the daily open. If we can hold that, then we might squeeze up into August a little bit higher, and start making some structure on the lower time frames. But as of right now, it looks decent. If we see a rejection here, basically a loss of the daily open is going to lead us to 108, where those liquidations are down in here. And I do think possibly in between here and the Q3 might be the last down move for the time being on Bitcoin, while we do a bit of consolidation and maybe grind a little bit further up. Sorry if you can hear that like soaring or something in the background. Someone's sawing some trees off. But yeah, in terms of Bitcoin, it's still in a downtrend. It's looking okay. We do have the combination band coming in at 108. So I think if we see, like I said, if we see one more drop in Bitcoin, either a rejection from the weekly open or we get rejected a little bit higher from August and then lose the weekly open, then 108, 107, 108 is going to be the level that I'm going to look for a bounce or a substantial bounce on Bitcoin. But anyway, Bitcoin's kind of uninteresting at the moment. Yeah, we're potentially bull diving on the daily time frame. We actually have had some come in on the Harmony. We haven't had some come in on the old momentum, but you can very clearly see that it's about to, it's printing as of right now, as we're just changing the direction on this daily candle. So yeah, that's looking pretty decent. Not really too much else to say on the old Bitcoin chart. Does anyone have any altcoins to look at in the meantime? Again, ETH Bitcoin, it's holding pretty well. It's holding this swing all the way back up at 0.0385. Obviously, we're up against resistance. This resistance, well, whoa, why did that delete? From about 4.2, let's call it just 423. We've had one wick into there. If we get one wick into the weekly open in September, that fails to break, I think we're going to see a little bit more of a lull phase, just maybe down to December, which is untested, which is the previous high from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But yeah, it still looks good. Still an uptrend. Altcoins still looking very attractive to potentially catch some bigger moves on. Bitcoin Dom, again, we're still in a downtrend. We are getting some bull divs on the daily time frame and stuff. We are coming up to resistance. I mean, we're at support also on the daily time frame. So yeah, if we get one more down, then this is probably looking to have at least a little bit of a bounce up to maybe in this area. But yeah, we're looking for further breakdowns until the trend is changed. ETH's looking fine. It actually caught perfectly on this 786. We got the weekly open up at 4780-ish, which is going to act as some potential short-term resistance. But yeah, this is looking good. It's looking like it wants to consolidate and maybe potentially, it's just potentially looking a little bit indecisive. We're right up against the all-time high swing, which is these two orange lines. So yeah, again, not really too much changes since Monday and Tuesday. Sorry, what am I talking about this morning? Been ripping the Benjamin too much. And yeah, some of these alts are having really good moves. I am actually long on Sol at the moment, and this is looking really good. It's actually gained its weekly open. It's gained its previous high. We have not done a retest of this previous high yet. It's going to be around in between there and there. So that's potentially something that could get retested. We've also got the daily and the weekly open as well. So we've got a nice little bit of structure on Sol forming. We're creating some upside as well. And the hourly combination band comes in around the daily open. So if we can hold the daily open, even the weekly open, I think this is going to go a tiny bit higher. It's looking like it wants to break out towards Feb and December. We are at the daily combination band, so we could see a little bit of reversal. But in general, it's looking like it's curving up into this resistance around 230, 240. And yeah, even if we go up to 250 as well, it's going to be looking good. I think that will cap it off for a little bit in the short term, but Sol looks good. Yeah, Sol looks really good at the moment. It's currently breaking out. So that looks decent. I'm not going to look at XRP, but another one that is breaking out is Hype. Or trying to break out. We're right up against the all-time high resistance. If we can break this daily swing on the daily time frame, I think this is going to go towards 54, 55, and then potentially stop. Only for a little bit. But yeah, again, Hype's looking really good. We're currently getting a little bit of rejection off the all-time high swing, which is about 49.6. We've got some stuff slightly below us. You know, we've got 46, and then we got the combination band coming in around 43.6, which I also longed. So I'm out of some of my position. Stops at break even. I think I was longing this at 43.5, 43.6 earlier on in the week. This was like Monday, yeah, on this down move here. And yeah, I'm holding the rest of my trade. It's looking really good. Love me some Hype. If we do see a bigger rejection from here on the daily time frame, it might come all the way back down to the bottom. But I doubt it at the moment, as it's looking really good. And we're above the EMA, the EMA ribbon, or the EMA combination, should we say. And yeah, that's just looking really good. We love a bit of hype. We love a bit of hype at all times. Sui trade from yesterday. Said I was building position in this 4-hour swing. Yeah, it's looking pretty good as well. I want to see a pop towards the weekly open, the August. And then, yeah, I'll take the risk out of my trade, probably around in between 3.6 and 3.67-ish, around that area. And then hopefully we can get some higher lows off there and go up a little bit higher. But again, that's another trade that's up from the start of the week. And yeah, it's just kind of we're kind of just waiting potentially for these alts to move a little bit, just have a little bit of a pop towards the upside, where I'll be de-risking a lot of my trades. We've seen it on Sol. I'm expecting Sui to follow. Hype's already kind of pressing up against it. And yeah, in general, altcoin market's just looking really good. There's not really too much change since yesterday. We're just seeing a little bit of the bounce come in. Sorry, not yesterday, Tuesday, where we did quite a quick one. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. BNB's obviously been hitting its new all-time high. It's looking a little bit bearish as of right now. We're underneath the weekly open. We've got a bit of daily bearish div, but again, we're not breaking over levels on the daily as of right now in the price action. So if you're still looking for it to grind a little bit higher in terms of some of these big altcoins, these big caps, and yeah, it's looking really good. I'm still in my AVAX trade, AVAX USDT. Go on the Binance chart. Still in some of my AVAX trade from 22.3, 22.4-ish. I'm actually going to take a little bit more profit under this November. I think this could have a little bit more of a pop from this daily open up into the weekly combination band. That's where I'll be taking most of my profit in this resistance. I don't think we're going to be breaking out of this just yet. But I will say on AVAX, it is looking like it's curving up into this resistance. And this is going to be a big resistance to break, just in all of this overlapping resistance here. If we're going to break this and bullishly retest, we're going to go straight up to the yearly open. But that looks good. It looks like it's round bottoming on a straight resistance. It's curving up into it. I quite like it. I quite like it a lot. I quite like that. What else? I'm long on Sol, I'm long on Sui, I'm long on AVAX, I'm long on... There's one other thing. I'm obviously, excuse me, I'm obviously long on Farcoin and Hype. Oh, I'm long on Render. I'm long on Render from around, it's around here, just this area on that wick. And yeah, again, if that can hold the daily open, it's going to pop up towards the weekly in August, where I'm going to be taking some profit. I still think we are in a bit of a downtrend on some of these altcoins. Some of them are looking better, some of them are looking not as good. This is obviously just set a new low. Anywhere between here and here is just going to be potential lower high until we can put in a higher low from that low we just put in, and then maybe potentially start changing the trend. So yeah, it's not looking too bad. Some things are looking better than others, like Soul, Hype. Soul and Hype, really. What's Injective doing? Injective doesn't look too bad, you know. We've obviously set a new low from here, but we've actually since regained March and August. If we can see a pop up to the weekly open and then come back down and hold it, it's going to be looking good for potentially more upside. But yeah, the altcoin market's kind of just consolidating a little bit. And with Bitcoin dumping really like quite a lot from its all-time high, I feel like alts are doing pretty well in general. I mean, we're seeing ETH Bitcoin hold. We're seeing ETH hold quite well. We're seeing Sol pop off, Hype's popping off. Some of these altcoins are not dumping too much. They're looking quite good. So in general, the focus right now is still on altcoins. I mean, they're always on altcoins for me, to be honest. But let's have a look at Link. Yeah, we've set a little micro low. We're currently underneath the weekly open of February. If we can gain that back, we're going to probably blast off to a new high. As of right now, this probably just looks like it wants to come for a little bit more of a pullback into this area. But again, it is holding the daily open. It is holding this as well, which we've just regained. If we come back up to here, we might see a little bit of a rejection and come a little bit further down. But yeah, that on the daily, it looks like it wants to come back down to there and retest. To me, some of the daily charts look like they want to come down a little bit further, which would be okay, especially if ETH came down a little bit further. But ETH's looking completely fine. It's looking like it just wants to consolidate between there and here for a little bit. So the highs are going to be 4.8 and the lows are going to be around 4.2. I think that's the range for the time being, or even 4K on the daily time frame. But yeah, it's all looking fine. Even Doge is looking quite good. We actually held that 4-hour low. We just about held that 4-hour low. The bounce rate is looking fine. Going to be taking profit up here. But Doge actually looks like it wants to break out, to be honest. We've gained the EMA combination. We've got a new high on the weekly. We've got some uptrending price action. It looks like it's just a matter of time before it pops up to the yearly open, to be honest. About 3.233 cents. So yeah, it's looking good. Short some shitcoin called Hype at 50.4. Ooh, don't say that in front of Zeus, bro. Don't say that in front of Zeus. You're going to get him hurt. 50.4, nice. So you're just from here. And you're looking at failing this recently as well. So that's definitely a nice short. I would take a bit more profit around the daily open just in case this holds. This does a hold and comes back up because we are breaking out. But that's looking like a decent little short in the time being. You've also got some more targets around 46 and then a little bit further down at 43.7-ish if this does break the daily open and do something like that. Which wouldn't be crazy, still be bullish, would just be, again, creating some higher lows, creating some higher highs. It's looking good, man. What can I say? It's looking quite good. Textbook stuff. So Fartcoin did the little dump. We were talking about if it broke this low at 8.5 or 8.485 just down here, that we were going to come down to 7.3. We didn't quite get to 7.3, which is why I'm patiently still waiting for that. I do have some orders in about 7.0 to 7.3, just around this daily swing. This is where the daily combination band comes in as well. This is getting quite tight. So I think what's going to happen potentially on this, let me just go back to the 12-hour, is we're going to gently grind up into this resistance a little bit, and then we're going to see one big hard move down into like 7.0, 7.3, and then we're going to do a regain, and potentially that might be it. That's my thoughts on Fartcoin. I think there is an argument that you could potentially short in this area if we do grind up into it. But right now I'm not looking for shorts in the market. I'm literally just looking to accumulate some nice long positions that are at good prices, at decent, decently low leverage, but with decent margin. And then, when we get the last run in the few months, I'm just gonna be taking a little bit of profit. But yeah, this does look like it wants to do one more down. It could actually fail here. Let me just take this back off. From this low where we are at right now, we've also got the EMA right here, so we could see a little bit of a failure into 7.3 in the short term on Fartcoin. But yeah, that's about it. Has anyone got anything? Haha, it was bait. Want to fight? I'm ready. Let's get it. Long on LDO as well. Waiting to long XLM. So XLM, bro. Ooh. There could be a long off this 4-hour low here. If this grinds down a little bit further. But in general, I feel like this potentially could do a little bit more of a deeper retrace. Because if we get that bounce, I think it's going to be potentially a bearish retest unless we can get above this previous weekly open. It might be looking to come a little bit further down into the yearly open. But it doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's kind of trying to bull flag. And we had one, and then you got the second one here. It's just looking a little bit consolidatey. This also hasn't been tested yet, this bit, this yearly open bit. So I do think that could get a test, especially if Bitcoin falls a little bit lower. But in general, yeah, I think this is probably going to pop towards the highs, towards the end of the bull market. What's this actually saying on the weekly time frame? Whoa, wait, this is not the right chart. Hold on. This is why you got to use the CryptoCat chart sometimes. Look. Yeah, so that's been tested. Yeah, it just looks like it wants to fall a little bit lower into here. Even if it comes down all the way to the base, I think that would actually be potentially a good long as well. But yeah, in the short term, maybe from the 4-hour swing, I see the vision. It would just be a quick bounce up into here and then a further rejection there, I think. We're just looking at a little bit of consolidation at this time in the market, lads. A little bit of consolidation. You just got to be patient, and then the alt season's going to come. LDO, yeah, this is also looking like it's breaking down as of right now. We've got an equal high up here. Rejection. We've got a lower low here. We're currently underneath the Q4 as well. This looks like it wants to slide a little bit further. We do have the daily combination band coming in around this structure. So that could be a potential area for a bounce. Oh, it's looking... Yeah, it's looking... In general, if this is not going to claim its daily open, this EMA is probably going to... I hate the magnet sometimes. This EMA is probably going to come down into it. If it can't do that, it's probably looking to break down a little bit further. But we are getting some nice bull div on the oscillator. So if we can do something like that and then do a retest, that'll be looking quite good for a test up for the weekly open. As of right now, it looks slightly... I mean... Hold on. It looks a little bit... It looks a little bit rough on the daily, so just watch how this daily candle closes. If this closes underneath, so let's just zoom in. Let's zoom in all the way on this. Yeah, if that closes underneath there, it's going to be looking a little bit rough, especially after that bearish engulfing. We've got the bearish divergence. We've got the new low that we just printed from the daily candle yesterday. So this needs to regain something, otherwise it's going to slide a little bit further down. The 4 hour doesn't look too bad, but yeah, you want to just reverse that daily a bit. It's looking a little bit interesting though, I will say. It's definitely looking a little bit interesting, but yeah. Waiting on Morpho trade again. No alt season. Cancel it all. No, don't say that. Don't say that. We're going to get it, man. Just because you're in cash, bro. We're going to get it. I'm so sure we're going to get it. We have to get it. But like, I don't mean like alt season like last cycle, guys. I mean like maybe 100, 200%. Maybe 300%. But yeah, this looks good. This morpho thing. This looks good. We're finding support on the EMA combination. What is this though? Is this an SMA or is this? It's an EMA. Okay. Finding support on the EMA combination. The 4 hour probably looking quite good. We're near the combination, man. So we've got the cash flow coming on the 4 hour. I think this might do one more rejection from here and come back down into March. That'd be really, really nice. Yeah, that looks good. I actually might long that around March and that 4 hour combination band. Got some nice structure from all the way back in here that we could hold. It would be a high low as well. It would also make the daily look quite good. Yeah. The daily looks quite good already. If we just dip into this demand a little bit and then do something like that. That looks quite good. What's that hourly saying? Yeah, possible rejection from around 235. Where was that 4 hour? 232. So looking at like 233 to 236 potentially being a little bit of a rejection zone in the near term. But yeah, 2.1. That's looking like a decent long. Is that what you're looking at? Or you just you're just looking at slightly lower time frame. Let's look at some higher and lower time frame as well. Morpho USD. Okay, so it's pretty much similar chart. Yeah, the weekly looks really good actually. This looks like we've gained, and we're doing the retest right now. Wait, let me draw that a little bit better. Take these off. We've gained and done the retest. That looks really good on the weekly time frame. That looks like it wants to pop. That looks like it wants to pop for sure. I like that, man. That looks good. So what else is looking relatively good? Yo, what's a plumbus? Per, oh yeah, I'm obviously long on per as well. I had this like I've got this 3x cross long which was down pretty bad at one point. Not bad, but it was like I'm probably in from 1.7 something. So yeah, I was in decent profit when we were up here, but I think my entry is like not that great. It's somewhere around. Actually, it's somewhere in there, but from all the way back here and here, so the midpoint's like there. But yeah, I'm long on per, and it's looking not too bad. We've got some heavy resistance above us, and we haven't been able to break out of this daily structure just yet. So we are still in a bit of a downtrend just since sort of like here. But if you look at this daily swing here, I think this is going to be heavy support, especially with hype going absolutely crazy. Getting some bull div as well, getting some trend change. It's arcing up. It's looking pretty good. Oh, I haven't been looking at the retail stablecoin demand. Whoops. I'll get that back on the chart. Yeah, we got some bull div on the daily retail stablecoin demand. This is good. This is definitely good. I might need to go back through everything and just look at the... What did we look at? Injective? Well, not that chart. Injective, that doesn't have it. Sui doesn't have it. Filecoin does have it. That's actually got a lot of cash flow coming back in as well. So I'm looking at Filecoin to potentially reverse quite soon. Doge doesn't have it. Sol does not have it, but it's probably got some... It's got some bearish on the 4 hour. Okay. But yeah, market's looking good. We're at that phase where all the altcoins are going to do slightly different things very, very soon. They're all going to break out differently and be at different levels and be at different times. But I do think they all are all going to break out just one time. And yeah. So in terms of the short-term trades, just so we can round it all off, I can leave you with some sort of setup. Morpho, if this sees a rejection from 234-ish to 233 to 236-ish, I'm looking at bidding March. This is where the 4-hour combination band comes in. If we do see a rejection, we could also see a hold of the daily open. That would also maybe be your signal if we hold that 4-hour low. But I'm personally going to try and target March on this. For a pop-up to the weekly open. What else? There was one other thing that was looking good. Filecoin. Filecoin, this looks like it's kind of just grinding up a little bit in a channel, and I think we're probably going to see a rejection somewhere in between here. if that rejection makes a new low, I think we're going to stop around 7.3. The area is quite big. It might be like 7. It might go a little bit lower to 7.0, 6.9. I might only dip into like 7.4. Who knows? But I think this area is gonna be a bounce area, and then we might start changing the trend because we're seeing all the cash flow. We're seeing the bullish divergence, and we also have the daily combination band. If I just go back to here, look, daily combination band. We've got daily cash flow. We've got uptrending in the oscillator. We've got bullish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand. So yeah, I think if we do one more, it's going to be like that. So that's also looking pretty decent. Hype, obviously, you know, this thing is just going to keep going. And I think that's about it for the nice looking trades. There's not too much else which is looking like really perfect. But in general, we're just getting a bit of a grinding up bounce. So I'm quite happy with the longs that I took from Monday, after Monday stream, or that I was building on Monday stream. But yeah, I'm just waiting for a little bit more of a bounce up to the weekly open. I've de-risked. I'm going to take more of my profit out there. And then, you know, we might get another leg down, to be honest. Especially if Bitcoin wants 108 and rejects. Check out Mantle. I'm 100% looking for one more brutal dump to shake out all the wreck the late longers. Then bottom September, have some nice moves late September. Yeah, definitely could. I could see a shakeout. I mean, we could even do something nasty on Bitcoin that goes all the way down to like 104, 104, 105. It does look like we want 107, 108 for sure. I think it does look like that. I mean, unless we can like hold the daily open and gain the weekly and, you know, start doing that, it just looks like we're either going to reject here or we might come all the way up to this high and then potentially like do like, you know. But if we did come up, if we gain the weekly and come up to August, there's also a good chance that we could just hold it. But I just don't see that right now with more longs in the market. I do think I'm leaning more towards another push down. And if we get that push down as well, so what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago on the weekly time frame, like as soon as this candle printed, this one here, especially with the bearish div, I was like, we're looking for a drop in the market. And if we get down to 104, that will be over a 15%. So I've never seen Bitcoin do less than a 15%. Like, I've never seen it do 10% off a double wick into the weekly combination, man. It's always done minimum 15%, but sometimes it does do 15% on holds structure. So, yeah, usually it does 20 to 30. So, yeah, even if we got all the way down to 100, the low, it's about 18.3. You know, it could definitely do 104 to 100, which is what I was talking about ages ago. But again, it could also hold structure. And, yeah, we are on the daily combination band as well. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Bitcoin. If this is the bottom, the daily combination band will have called it perfectly. And we're going to like do some gaining stuff like that and go for the highs. But yeah, I do think we are close to some sort of bounce. Be that from 107, 108, or from this low just here. If we start gaining and doing that, then yeah. Mantle. We'll look at Mantle, and then I'm going to bounce off to the gym. Mantle. What is this? It's only on... Wait, what? Mantle. Coinbase. Well, is it this? MNT. Ah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so... Nice hold of the weekly down there. That's cool. Up at the weekly high, that's going to be resistance. Let's just check the daily chart. Yeah, it's looking like it wants to break down a little bit. We came all the way up to daily combination, man, in resistance. That was perfect. That's also the weekly swing. That's literally perfect. We got some bearish div on the daily. We've got some local breakdown as well. We're currently retesting the Yelly Open bearishly as of right now because we haven't gained it back. Oh, it looks... I think it's going to be wherever we close this daily candle. If we can close this daily candle bullishly, the one that we're on right now, so above the Yelly Open, let's say, it's going to be looking good. But likewise, if we slightly wick down and close below here, it's going to just look like it wants to fall back down, and it's going to look like a bearish retest. That's all done. That's all done. That's all done. December's kind of untested. Yeah. But that's also just tested that. It's looking interesting. Oh, it is looking interesting on the 4 hour, isn't it? It's actually regaining that EMA as well. This looks interesting. I want to see where we get the daily close on this, but this could actually squeeze up a little bit higher. If we can hold in there. If we can hold that daily weekly open in there and get a close like above here on the daily, it might look quite good. But as of right now, the daily looks like it's kind of bearish retesting and it wants to go a little bit lower. Again, that could actually see a little bit of a pop as well. It's shaping up for nice buys lower. Yeah, I'd say it will do good numbers in the coming months. Yep, so if you see like a rejection like this, then yeah, you're looking to bid like this area here. I think that'd be good. Watching your session in the sauna. Let's go. Spicy, man. Got the vest on. Holding a spot bag and buying more when the large drop in September comes across the board. Cheers for checking that out. Always good value from your perspective. Yeah, I think this could see a little bit of a drop from here, but it looks good. So a lot of these weekly charts look really good. Like someone was talking to me about Seapool, which I just need to just delete this. This looks good. This is a good chart. This is a good weekly chart. We're currently doing the bullish back test here. And if we just take off auto charting tools and maybe just put that on for now. Actually, let's turn that off. We look like we're just squeezing up. We're squeezing through. You know, we've got some bearish div on the daily. Nothing too crazy. You could see a little bit of a slide down. But I think some of these altcoin charts do look ready. Like, this is starting to look ready. And then we've also done, you know, the first breakout retest. It's starting to look very, very potentially quite bumpy on some altcoins. And Sol's going, ETH's holding, you know, nothing to panic about here for me. I'm in my longs, I'm chilling. Yeah, Sol's had a really nice move. So I'm expecting some of these other coins to follow suit quite soon. I feel like Injective follows Sol quite a lot. So I feel like we might see this catch up a little bit soon. See, people will make millionaires when RWA kicks fully in. Got my Soul Phone. Oh, you got a Soul Phone? Nice, how's that? I remember people were reselling that for so much after it just came out because there was a... Was it the Pengu drop? The Pengu drop was worth, like, so much money. If I'm correct. It's crapping up. I like the wallet interface on it. Yeah, it's probably just the first step. It's good for a first step. It's interesting to see, like, that's sort of the way that we'll be going. Won't be replacing my iPhone. Yeah.